Hello and welcome. I'm Ryan Hull and lead videographer and photographer here at Forefront Media. We're a media company specializing in outdoor living and construction brand building, as well as social media management. Normally, my partner Griff and I release a vlog every week, but yesterday got a little hectic. We ended up at separate shoots and the vlog took a back seat. So instead of our usual weekly vlog, I figured I'd give you a behind-the-scenes look at what I pack for every shoot. You might notice this isn't my usual voice. I'm using AI VoiceOver for today's video. That's because we're about to incorporate AI narration into one of our clients' brands, and I need to practice. All right, let's dive in. Here's everything I bring to a weekly shoot on the job site. First up is the DJI Mini 4 Pro. I love how compact it is. It fits perfectly in my bag. Despite its small size, the battery life is fantastic, and the footage quality is on par with the Mavic 3 Classic I recently sold. Drone shots are crucial for those wide, establishing views that showcase the surroundings and really highlight what our clients are building. Next up are the lenses, the Tamron 28-75 Mark II, the Sony GM 85mm. Right now, I have the Lowepro Variable ND Filter 2 to 5 stop on it, and the Sony 16-25. I don't use the 16-25 as much, because I prefer the Sigma version of this lens. You'll see why in a bit. So, this one will probably end up with Griff. All these lenses cover every focal length I might need on a shoot. This right here is the Insta360 X4 Action Cam. In my opinion, it's a beast. It can shoot 11K time lapses and record 8K video, which is perfect for capturing everything that happens on site. I usually set it up the moment I arrive and let it run the entire time. I also pack plenty of extra batteries and accessories to mount it wherever I need for the best angle. Can't go anywhere without a tripod. And for me, the Peak Design travel tripod is perfect. It's lightweight, strong, and most importantly, it fits right in my bag. Puffy little thingy to clean my sensor. The Sony A7 IV is my main camera for both photography and vlogging. Right now, I have the Sony 24mm GM 1.8 lens on it with a variable ND filter. This camera goes everywhere with me. I never show up without it. This little doohickey connects to my slider. It shouldn't be in here. Now let's talk about microphones. I've been using the DJI Microphone Mark II for a while now, and I still rely on it for vlogs or when I need a more robust setup. I love the 32-bit floating audio and the impressive range. It's been a solid go-to for everyday shoots. I've also started testing the brand new Hollyland Lark M2 mics, which came out a few weeks ago. They're wireless lapel mics with decent noise reduction. I clip them onto my clients for talking head videos because they're small and discreet. You barely notice them on camera. Extra batteries, of course. This is my junk drawer. It holds everything from ND filters for the drone and dead cats for the mics to a small pair of earbuds I can plug into my camera whenever I'm too far away to hear what my client's saying on camera. It also includes a USB cord and a filter step-up ring, so I can adapt the matte box I use to fit on my Tamron lens. And finally, this last pouch is my toolkit. I've got a pair of pliers because step-up rings love to get stuck, a random thingamabobber I've never actually used, and a SmallRig universal camera tool that covers all the hex sizes plus a flathead screwdriver. I also keep a trusty Leatherman I've had for nearly 20 years. Here's a random bag that doesn't belong, yeet, and a tiny mount, just in case I need to secure smaller accessories. Oh, and this clamp with an adjustable mount from Neewer. This thing is the GOAT. It's super handy for attaching lights, mics, or just about anything to random surfaces when you're on a shoot. I store all my gear in this Pelican Air case, which is sized to fit in most overhead compartments, so I can fly with it without having to check it in. Over the past 2 years, it's survived construction job sites of every kind And it's traveled with me to Wisconsin, Georgia, and Minnesota, plus all my personal vacations. This case literally goes in and out of my car every single day, bouncing between multiple shoots, and it's still holding up like a champ. Let's talk about my main camera setup. I shoot everything on the Sony FX3, which is mounted on a DJI Ronin 4 gimbal with extended arms. Attached to the FX3 is the Sigma 16 to 28mm lens. I love this lens because it has internal zoom, so when I zoom in and out, it doesn't throw the gimbal off balance. It also offers more range than the Sony version. For filtration, I'm using a Tilta Mirage matte box with another variable ND filter. On top of that, I have the Atomos Shinobi Mark II monitor powered by a SmallRig battery. With the USB cable, I can control the camera straight from the monitor, which really helps when I need tap to focus. Plus, it powers the camera so I'm not constantly swapping out batteries. I keep 2 main modes set up on the FX3. One is 60 frames per second for talking head videos, and the other is S and Q mode, where I get that buttery slow motion we love so much here at Forefront Media. Here's something interesting that isn't really necessary for my kit, but I love how it adds a unique perspective, and it's also a skill not many content creators have. It'll show you as soon as I open it. I carry this Lowepro backpack, and attached to it is a Peter McKinnon everyday carry knife I picked up from one of his limited drops. Peter was a huge influence when I first started, teaching me a ton about photo editing back when I was a baby photographer. In the side pocket, I've got a stash of business cards, just in case I meet someone who needs our services. On the inside, I've got an FPV drone, specifically a Cinewhoop called the Protect 35 from iFlight. Mounted on top is the DJI Action 5 Pro, which I love because it has the same log profile as my Mini 4 Pro, making it super easy to match footage in post. Along with the drone, I keep the goggles, controller, and a few batteries. I used to carry the Mavic 3 Classic before I sold it, and I plan on upgrading to the Mavic 4 later this year when it's released, which will also live in this bag. In these pockets, I've just got some spare propellers and a bunch of other random stuff that probably needs to be cleaned out. Last but definitely not least is the newest addition to my everyday carry kit, the iFootage Shark Slider Nano 2. I mainly use it for unique time-lapse shots, setting it to travel from one end to the other over 30 minutes while recording 1 FPS on my Sony FX3, the camera I'm filming with right now. Or recently, I've been putting the 360 camera on it. It also works great for client testimonials as a secondary B-roll camera that adds extra movement and feel. I power the slider with a SmallRig V-mount battery, which keeps it running smoothly throughout each shoot. So yeah, that's everything I carry with me on a regular shoot. Thanks so much for watching, and if you have any questions, feel free to drop them in the comments below. I always love hearing your thoughts and chatting about gear. What'd you think of the narration? It tripped up on a few words, especially videographer, which was kind of funny. Again, thanks for tuning in, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more behind-the-scenes looks at Forefront Media's latest adventures. Stay creative, and I'll see you next time.